welcome to Talking Live. We are thrilled to have Twila True. She is a mega successful serial entrepreneur. She's in multiple businesses, including the luxury jewelry department business. I'm a jewelry fan, so I had to mention that, Twila, but that's not why you're really here today. You are here to talk about an exciting new school that really is focused on musicians and people in the musical business. It's called 1500 Sound Academy, and I want to hear all about it. How did you get started in this genre?
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice to see you again. So, we're a family office. So, at the highest level, we manage our own capital, invest in a lot of different companies. We're fortunate enough that a very fortunate family. So now we can sort of, your whole life, you have to deal with people because you have to, and maybe you don't like them. Maybe it's not a business you want to be in, but when you're going through the ropes, you have to do and deal with people you don't want to. Now we're lucky enough that I get to choose who I want to deal with. I get to choose the businesses we want to be involved in, what it means, what it's going to mean for others. So a few years ago, I met these two incredible guys, James Fauntleroy and Rance Dobson. So someone said, you've got to meet these two guys. So I said, okay, showed up in Inglewood, and it's been magic.
That's wonderful. Now, do you have an interest in music personally, or did you just see the opportunity to help others through this school?
I think as a consumer, I love music. It's sort of like modern poetry, right? It moves
Yes.
you. It's so wonderful because it pulls people together. So in that way, it's magic. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, whether you speak the same language. So I love it because of that vessel that it serves. Entertainment, it can be kind of hard to navigate because
Yeah.
it's a tough category when it comes to the investment world. But when I met these two guys, their accolades and their success, combine that with their humility and the fact that they're sitting in Inglewood and the way we look at the world, it was easy.
So tell me, what kind of students are you looking for this school, and how does this school operate? Because it looks like there's an online component, especially now, given COVID and the global pandemic, but there's also an in-person component too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So when we got into it, the way we had first decided to do an academy was the guys took me around town and we said, okay, I love you guys. You guys, we're going to do some great stuff together. What are we going to do? So the first thing we did is they took me around to all these different schools. And I said, well, that was a whole lot of fun, but still, I don't understand what we're going to do. And so it was a collection of incredible people with incredible hits and just great experience. And they said, Twyla, if you look at us, less than half of us even have a high school education, let
Hmm.
alone a formal degree, right? So they don't have that. And yet, one of the things that they do have is they don't understand contracts, or they've gotten the bad side of deals, or
Oh, yes.
yeah. So as a creative, they're so incredible on what they've done. But the system and some institutions can take advantage of people that don't know what you
And
don't know.
many do, and many do.
Many
I
do.
remember hearing that, one of these singing shows, the contracts that these singers sign is not to their advantage, but they feel that they have no other choice. And so it's so great that your school offers this opportunity, really, to educate musicians about the business, because a lot of times success in any kind of entertainment business is getting knowledgeable about the other side.
Yeah. So knowledge is what we wanted to share. The other thing is we wanted to share that there's so many ways to be involved in something that you're so passionate about. So what they see is they come in and they see, oh, that there's a singer, but there's also songwriters, and there's music publishers, and there's lighting, and there's cameramen. And so there's so many ways that you can participate and, be in love with your craft and be involved with it.
And there's some big names associated with your school. So there's Kanye West, Justin Timberlake, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Sam Smith. How did you get all of these top names to be involved?
Well, the guys have either written or produced for top 20 hits, pop charts for the last 15 years. So they've always been involved in writing and producing for people, and many of the people that you just talked about. When we opened up the school, what was really fun is to see friends show up, not for any other reason than just to support their fellow friends. And so we've had Nipsey has taught at the class, P. Diddy, Kendrick Lamar. So it's just been so wonderful to see everyone pull together.
What's really nice is there seems to be this emphasis on mentorship, where
Yeah.
people who are successful in their field are confident enough and want to give back to the people of our future, right? The younger generation. What kind of student are you looking for? Is it like Juilliard? Is there some kind of requirement that you look for in terms of accepting a student into your school? And I just want to say the name again. It's 1500 Sound Academy.
1500 Sound Academy. And I have to tell you the name and why it's 1500 Sound Academy. So 1500 Sound Academy, Rance and James, they started out at a gospel church, and they were running that church. And someone came in, they were very young. I forget how young, but someone came in and said, "Hey guys, how much would you charge me to do my gig or to come and perform for me?" So they got together, went to the corner, came back and said 1500 or nothing. And that's how the name came about.
Oh, how great.
Isn't that a fun
It
story?
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, too, it is nice for parents. You and I are both mothers.
Mhm.
And when it comes to the entertainment field, it's really hard to know who to trust,
Yeah.
because some of these, people say, "Hey, you can sing with me." They're not credible people. They're not upstanding people. So here is a school. It sounds like it's, on the up and up and protective. And just to swing back for maybe parents who are watching this or kids who are watching this, who are you looking for? Who is the 1500 Sound Academy student?
So yes, it's a safe place where you can come, and collectives, creatives, and students all can come together. The average student, I've been blown away. Our students have been anywhere from 8 to 80.
Wow.
And every part of the country, international is actually quite strong now. So I think that lovers of and passionate people about music, some want to be in the profession, and some are hobbyists that just want to fine tune their hobby.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So has anyone graduated yet, or is it so new that really it's really in its infancy and you're waiting to discover all the great talent that you produce?
We've just had our first turn of graduating students about 3 months ago. And we kind of consider ourselves as having a ecosystem inside of Inglewood. So from volume publishing, so we have a publishing company. And what's really great about that ecosystem is we have the students. And if there's a student that we identify also and we can give an opportunity, we place them into volume publishing. We also work with partners, and what's been beautiful is to see partners like Dolby and Fender and Roland, Zildjian come in, and they give scholarships for these young students.
Wow, how fantastic.
Yeah, so
So fantastic.
it's been so much fun, and to see these students come in and have an idea of, I don't know what I want to do, and oh, I can do lighting, or I can do some of these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Another great side effect that I've seen is they come in, you see Rance and James, and maybe they're bejeweled, maybe they're driving the cars that they drive. Rance has got drop pants, and then they come in, they teach a class, and they're so humble. They're so
Yeah.
family orientated. They talk about how responsible and how hardworking you have to be. So I think for parents, that's what's great too, is that all these kids, like we said, right? You and I have young kids,
Yeah.
and music and what drives them and what moves them, and the perception sometimes that they're not also, or the idea to grind that into everyone, that it doesn't matter what you're doing, or what category of work. It takes tenacity, and it takes responsibility, and there's a lot of hard work behind there.
And it's good to hear the reality behind the business. And just in terms of the changing business that we see in the entertainment business, in terms of streaming, or
Yeah,
in terms of people in the entertainment world not getting too stuck in one role. So
yeah.
you may love to sing, but it may be really good to know how to write a lyric and publish that, especially if it goes platinum. That's a good moneymaker. Or to know how to shoot a music video, to really be well versed in multiple areas, because that's really what serves people well, I think, in the entertainment business. You see actors becoming directors. I don't know what you've seen. You're in California, so you're probably closer to this world than I am.
Yeah, it's so nice to see them have a new vehicle to get there, right? I mean, a
Yeah.
long time ago, unless you went through the institutions, and unless you signed on to a label, and there was such a traditional trajectory to get there. Where now, as you're talking about, with streaming and with TikTok and with
Yeah.
all of these new ways to be able to show your talents, it's exciting to see how a lot of people are succeeding.
It's a much more democratic process. Do you have rolling admissions for your school?
We do. We have rolling
Okay.
admissions. They're monthly. We're expanding. So we have LA right now, which is flagship in Inglewood. We
Mm-hmm.
have Vegas opening up in August. And then we have international opening up. We're actually taking the studios and the academy, and we're opening up about 10, 12 more locations in Asia.
Oh my goodness, that is so impressive. And we will have a link up. So for anyone who's interested, they can scroll through, see all the personalities involved in your school, and see where to sign up. And I don't want to stop there, because you are involved in so many charitable organizations. I was looking at your bio and I was just blown away. First of all, your company, your family company, which is called True Family Enterprises, which truly, I love the name True, because it's honest. I just love everything that it represents. But you're not only into homes and fine jewelry and just have all these collaborations, but you talk about growing up in South Dakota, and having a tough childhood, and you created the True Sioux Hope Foundation. Can you
Mhm.
tell me a little bit about that? Because I was so impressed when I was looking at those videos as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, True Family Enterprises. It's lucky that I got a good last name, right? Because
Yes, I love it.
wrong.
Two good names, Twila True. You can't get any better than that.
Thank you. Yes, so I'm an enrolled member of the Ogallala Sioux tribe. That is in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. That is the poorest place in the country. So it's not the
Mm.
poorest reservation; it's the poorest place in the country. And so very proud member, poorest place, but so rich in culture,
Mm.
tribe, in family. So not missing out on anything, in fact, blessed, because it wasn't, what was made important to me is not material. So
Mm.
I'm very fortunate there. And then I was adopted at about an early age, somewhere around 4 or 5, by a Hispanic man. And
Oh.
so spent most of my life in El Monte, California, which is in San Gabriel Valley. So very diverse background, and just very fortunate and lucky for that.
And we're all lucky to have you, because you certainly have taken your good fortune and reinvested it in people and your community, and people who could really benefit from your desire to offer all of these opportunities to kids who can benefit. And it's just all very exciting. So we're going to make sure that we have a link up so people can find out all about you and your family businesses, and also 1500 Sound Academy. It's a wonderful opportunity for people who are interested in music and the music business, and finding a credible place to go where they can be educated, both via distance learning and also in-person classroom. What a wonderful opportunity, Twila. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Talking Live audience. We're going to have a link up so you can find out more about the Academy and everything that Twila True was telling us about in her family businesses. And we'll see you next week.